Morning, everyone. This is your boy, the watch connoisseur, coming to you with the review of the San Martin SBBN 015, and what is, in my opinion, a one-to-one replica or homage of a Seiko SBBN 015. I wanted to do this video over the weekend, but I didn't have the chance to. I was kind of busy. But I have to say that this watch, although it is a homage, to me homages are more respectful than an outright replica, which doesn't even stay true to the integrity as far as the quality and the specs of whatever it is that they're trying to copy. This watch, on the other hand, is actually spot on. I purchased this watch off of eBay for the ungodly price of $198. It actually came to, I think, $230 or so, because New York State is now one of the states, effective June 1st, that's collecting sales tax for items that are purchased online. So whereas if I had bought this watch in January, I would have only paid $198. I had to pay slightly more, but even what I paid in extra was actually worth it. This watch is insane. It is, in every sense of the word, actually in some respects, it's actually a little bit better. Seiko is well renowned in what they've done for the dive community as far as manufacturing watches. It's unparalleled to any other watch manufacturer. But there also are instances with Seikos, even at their high end, they have like little idiosyncrasies that are kind of annoying, like the chapter ring not aligning up properly, the lume on some of their watches, the bezel not lining up properly with the indices. So, I mean, not to take anything away from Seiko, but they do have their fallacies. This watch is insane. Seiko uses a proprietary Hardlex crystal on all of their watches, or at least some of their dive watches, mostly all of their dive watches. Whereas this San Martin came with a double dome anti-reflective blue, as you can see the tint, the blue tint, sapphire crystal. Now, one of those crystals alone, if you get it from Crystal Time, will cost you about $45. So when I start deducting the amount of some of the things that I would have upgraded on a Seiko SBN 015 if I actually had one, which, by the way, Seiko discontinued that watch, and they are quite expensive, even if you could find one. I've seen them on eBay from anywhere from $100 to all the way up to $2,000. This watch, like I said, only cost me $198, $230 with tax, and it came with the sapphire crystal, all of the markings, all of the indices, everything is exactly, when I say exactly, I mean exactly. Now, I don't have an SBN 015 to hold side by side for a comparison, but from what I've read in the videos that I've seen, I mean, you cannot knock this watch. This watch is absolutely crazy. If you look at it from the side, the shroud is exactly, excuse me, I'm doing this with my phone as opposed to the camera. The shroud is exactly how it appears on the SBN 015, the Seiko version of this watch. And it is a what San Martin is called a Marine Master. It has the same depth ratio of 300 meters, exactly like the Seiko counterpart. I can't confirm that, nor will I probably ever, because I don't do saturation divers. Most people don't dive at the depths or use dive watches at the ratings. Most of us buy them for the aesthetic purposes because we like the watch. So I couldn't tell you that. I do know that the Seiko, if you look at some of my Twitter pictures, I have a picture of the SBN 015 next to this San Martin, and it is basically the same. The signage on the crown is the San Martin logo, which is a shark. And if I turn this around, let's see if I can do this. If I turn this around, you can see that shark logo. It's a 3D image. It's raised. It's crazy. Screw down crowns, just like exactly like the Seiko counterpart. Let me see if I can. Okay, the crown. Oh man, the crown is crazy. It locks in, screws perfectly, very fluid. The bezel is 120 click, and it is very firm. I opted for the stainless steel bezel on this watch. I could have gone with the actually ceramic. Is another version for the same price. It came in this Pelican style case, and it has some accoutrements inside of it as well. You gotta forgive me, I'm actually working one-handed. It actually came on this bracelet, which kind of looks like the bracelet that comes on the Seiko counterpart. They actually even threw in, it's alright, you know, a genuine leather strap, which I guess could probably go nice on this watch if I ever tried to do something like that. I guess it could go nice. It came with a spring bar removal tool and a series of different endings that you could kind of match up to whatever it is that you're trying to the links that you're trying to come out. So this right here, I think I paid about $10 for one of these things on eBay. They actually threw it in for free. So all of these accoutrements actually, in my opinion, bring down the overall price of the watch. It came with also a warranty card with information on the back and a manual. It was very protected. It's kind of cool. I really like it. I'm actually gonna modify this and carve out a little square to fit this watch, or maybe if I'm traveling with one or two watches, I'm actually gonna modify this case so that it actually holds two watches. But the case itself is very nice. I like it a lot. It's kind of cool. As you can see, I have this watch on a Super Engineers bracelet, which I actually bought off of Amazon. I kind of thought that, you know, it would give the watch a different look as opposed to the rubber bracelet or leather one. And really, to tell you the truth, the two of them give you a 1-2 combination that is absolutely devastating, knockout quality. The Engineers bracelets are very busy on its own, and to couple that with the watch with this size is 47 millimeters, all stainless steel, definitely all work and no games being played with this watch. I don't think they compete too much with each other. And the funny thing about it is I had this watch on over the weekend. I got more looks and inquiries about this watch than I do when I wear some of my high-end watches. I mean, you still get the looks and the looks of admiration. But this one, maybe because I had on a short sleeve shirt, I don't know. But I mean, I saw dudes checking it out like, yo, what is that? And yeah, this I would definitely recommend this watch. Like I said, I got it off of eBay from a seller, TWAF 4469 is his eBay store. His name is Jason. Very nice guy. I actually sent him a message because I wanted to know about the shipping, the tracking number. I wanted to kind of track this. It took about, I would say, 2 weeks. I ordered this on the 27th, 28th, or the 4th, or the 4th, or I think I ordered it on the 4th. And I got it this Friday. It was delivered to me. And it sat in customs in Kennedy Airport, which is one of the biggest mailing facility. I think it is the biggest mailing facility in the United States. So it sat in customs, but basically from the time it left Jason to the time it took to actually get on a flight heading toward the United States from China was, and the day I ordered it, he got it to the airlines in 3 days. That was for someone to pick it up, take it through the airport, go through customs, and get on the flight to come to New York. And then it sat in customs for almost a week before it moved to a DHL facility, and then they ultimately passed it off to the post office. Now those are the kind of things you have to endure if you're going to get this bracelet shipped for free, or you can pay the cost if you want it. Oh, let's talk about the Lume. The Lume on this watch, C3 from Switzerland, it is crazy. I have a lot of watches with some spectacular looms, but this watch, even in the daytime, you can see the loom. Like I said, it's very bright and sunny here in New York City. These last couple of days, I had it on Saturday and Sunday, and I walked through the city with it. And every time I glanced down at the watch, even in bright sunlight, I still saw it illuminated. I do not think that's the case for this particular Seiko model. Its counterpart. I know people say that there are certain Seikos that have great looms. The SKX that I have, it has a loom on a pip, and I modified a couple of SKXs, but I don't know any that I have that with a dial with the indices that burn bright like how this is. This is crazy. And at night, when I'm in my house and I'm just testing it out, I mean, I can use it as a flashlight. It's kind of like, it's scary. All right, so they definitely nailed this. Now, for comparison, I actually bought the Seiko Tuna that I do own. This is only, I have a Seiko Tuna and my wife has one. She has a digital one. But these are solar tunas. This is the SNE 498. SNE 498, and I really fell in love with this watch. Shout out to Mark from Long Island Watches. This is kind of like, since I most certainly will not be buying a golden tuna. I got the next best thing as a gold accents, and if you can notice, the shroud setup is exactly the way it is on this San Martin. Same design, they didn't fake, they made it very exact. If you compare the indices, I'm going to show you. Look at the indices. The only thing with the San Martin is they are slightly bigger, and you can see the loom, the material that they use, the C3 material on the actual indices on the San Martin. But for the most part, crown at the 4 o'clock, shroud is the same. Spot on. Now this Seiko I paid $400 for, like $398, $400, a little bit more with tax and shipping. I think the shipping was free. But this is my baby too. It has a solar movement, right? It has a solar movement, and which makes it a little bit different. And something that I definitely particularly like, so I don't have to be winding it or anything like that. It uses, I think it's the V167, I think is Seiko's solar movement. And it's amazing. This San Martin, believe it or not, it's amazing how some secondary market manufacturers will take Seiko products and turn them against it. This has an NH36 movement in it, and the original SBBN 015, it has the Seiko 4R36, if I'm not mistaken, which is the same movement that's in the second generation Seiko Monster. No, I take that back. It does not have that. It has a quartz movement. That's right, folks. The SBBN 015, the Seiko version of this watch, has a quartz movement. Now, what San Martin did, they took the NH36, which is the generic version of the Seiko 4R36. Okay, now I got it. Yeah, the NH36 is the generic version, equivalent to the Seiko 4R36, which is in the second generation Monster. So you get an automatic movement in this watch with the date. That NH36 movement actually powers 3 wheels. So you have the minute, hour, second, and then it also has the day and the date function on it. So you get in, I mean, as far as, I wouldn't say quality quartz movement. Yeah, it's debatable. Some people say the quartz movement actually changed the game for automatics. I particularly like automatic mechanical watches, and this NH36 is mechanical, so it's hacking and hand winding, so I don't have to worry about anything. This watch is just great. I would definitely recommend somebody getting it. Like I said, I put it on the engineer's bracelet. I was so impressed with this one, I actually bought a 6105, which is a Willard, if most people would know from Apocalypse Now. That was the watch that Martin Sheen bought. Jason is also selling that watch on his eBay store, and he is selling that one for $230. So it comes up a little bit more with the tax, but definitely worth it. That case shape is the precursor of what eventually came to be the Seiko Tuna. So it has the crown at the 4 o'clock, and it is really, 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 really nice. If you could find a Willard, it would be very, very expensive. I think Seiko did reissue that shape, that particular watch, but I mean, as far as the indices, staying historically true to it. But you can also just buy a turtle if you want that, because they got like plenty of turtles with better movements than the original. But I bought the 6105 from Jason, and in anticipation of that, when I bought this engineer's bracelet, I actually bought 2. Now this particular San Martin, this is 22 millimeters. The 6105 that he's selling is 20 millimeters. So I bought a 20 millimeter engineer's bracelet to go on that when it finally gets here. And I bought this off of eBay. I bought this off of Amazon. And it came with some pretty interesting things inside the packaging. It has this watch, this link to remove the links. This device right here, which you can keep that in your arsenal, and that's never going to not come in handy. It actually came with 4 pins, but I actually used the pins that came with the watch because they were a little bit fatter, and they happened to fit in the engineer's bracelet. But that's what it came with, and quite happy. It's paid $20 for these things. These are not strap code super engineered bracelets, although they definitely, the quality for what I'm using them for. I mean, I got so many watches. This is not going to be my everyday watch. This is going to be something that I use randomly, but so I don't need to spend $70. The strap code super engineer's bracelet will go anywhere between $68, I think, all the way up to $90 or $100, I think I saw. So I don't need that. I don't want to overprice. I don't want to keep putting things on this watch that's gonna bring back the cost up to the point where it will be like where you can get a used original Seiko SBBN 015. So that's it, folks. I just wanted to share that. Definitely recommend this watch. You can't really go wrong. It's definitely worth the look. I tell you that much. I've got like a lot of watches in different price points, like I said, and I really like this watch. Cannot wait till the 6105 gets here. He also sells the 62 Mas, which is part of the Marine Master. It has a round dial, a round bezel, and the crown is at the 3 o'clock position. But what makes that watch special are the indices, the minute, hour, and second hands. Don't know if I'm gonna get that 62 Moss. I think the 6105 is enough. I am driving my wife crazy with all these watches, and I think I need to give her a break. She's promised me the Arnie, the Seiko reissued the Arnie, which is supposed to drop, I think, any day now, with the solar movement as well. I think that's going to be it for me for watches for the rest of this year. But I wanted to share this with everyone. I wanted to make this video. Again, San Martin, the eBay store, TWAF. His name is Jason. TWAF 4469. Tell him McCray sent you. And he will definitely respond to any emails. And yeah, that Seiko is looking kind of nice too. But that is the new toy. That's the flavor of the week. So hope you folks enjoyed this. Cray Boogie out.